Hello again and welcome back everybody to another edition of the Rural Report. I am your Rural 2IC and we're going to do a fun video today. And what we're going to talk about is I have randomly chosen 5 items that might be overlooked that you might be missing in your preps. Now, to do a full disclosure, I'm not saying that you have to immediately run out and buy these 5 items. No, this is just randomly picked 5 items just to get you to think. That's what the channel kind of wants to do. If you are new here, welcome. This channel is basically predicated for the new prepper. So if you are new, if you know somebody that is thinking about or just starting out in the preparedness community, share this out with them so that way I can do my best to help them along their journey. And so we're going to go through 5 different items. I'm going to walk you through what they are and why I chose them and why they might be a good idea for you. And hopefully, it'll get you to start some critical thinking about overlooked items that might be missing from your preps. So, number one is going to be this right here. Yes, I know it's still in the package, and actually, I'm getting ready to open this package later today. There was a Nutria, if you know what that is. How do I want to put it? Um, he is going to be donating his to me, so as well as some other things. Yeah, I thought about doing a video on how to defer the Nutria, but I decided against it uh, ultimately subject to change. But what this is right here, if I can get it to, yeah, you're not going to be able to see it. Okay, so this right here is a fillet knife. Now, most of everybody, when you go into preparedness, is you have a knife, okay? And let's see if I can reach this one here. Okay, this one is actually in the contest for the Caleb House donation giveaway. If you don't know about that, please go check that out. So a little bit of a fun shout out for that. But most of us have a nice knife, okay? And you're going to use this for all sorts of different things and whatnot as you go through trying to do your survival. But as you use it, do you have the things to maintain your knife, to maintain a level of sharpness and different things like that? If that's your only knife, you're going to be beating the holy crap out of that thing. It's going to dull, it's going to chip probably. There's a bunch of things that's going to happen. Yes, I know two is one is none, things like that. I get it. I get it. Not the video for that. This has a specific purpose. Now, like most tools, it has specific purposes. This is to help you process your game, whether it be something like squirrel, rabbit, uh, deer, fish, bird, anything along those lines. This has that specific purpose of helping you process your meat. Otherwise, if you don't have a knife, you're going to be in a very bad way trying to process with your bare hands or using a sharp rock or a stick. Not that it can't be done, mind you, okay? Yes, it can. But while you're in that time of a non SHTF situation, maybe spending a couple of dollars and going and getting you a fillet knife. So that way it makes the process much, much easier. And you're going to have to figure out, what bag this goes in. Does it even go in a bag? This one, depending on where I go, this will get thrown in or, taken out. I have a couple of these. And if you've ever used one, you know the purpose of them. You're not going to cut firewood with this. You're not going to do anything but process game. That's its whole intended purpose, and that's why you should have one. Next is going to be, as I put this out of the way, is going to be some sort of firework. Now, I have this one, but there's many other ones. You can have the ones that are projectile, you can have the ones that generate smoke, or something like this that generates a bang. There's purposes for all of them. One, it gives you that excuse when you have celebration times such as 4th of July or whatever else, New Year's, things like that, when fireworks come out, save a couple. Okay. They come in very, very useful. smoke, the ones that generate the smoke, they give you a way to uh, give you a little bit of kind of like a smoke grenade or something along those lines. It gives you a little bit of a way of a distraction. You can light it and throw it in one way, and as soon as that uh, colorful smoke usually pops, immediately it's going to catch the eye and you're going to turn, which gives you the option to go in the other way. Or if you just need to get from one point to another, it makes it very difficult to, see you as you traverse through an area. Uh, Projectile ones, there's all sorts of things. You can use that as a way to signal. You can use it for a way to try and get help. You can use it as a projectile defensive tool. Go with that. Things like this right here. Uh, you know, let's say that you've got an animal. Your SHTF happened. You've got an animal. You don't really want to, whatever. And let's say it's two-legged or four-legged. You don't want to waste your brass on there. Toss one of these out. You'll definitely figure out what's outside. More than likely, you're going to scare it away. If you don't scare it away, then you now know, its intent. Uh, so there's a lot of reasons. Now, again, you can use this for signaling. You can use this for a lot of different things. Most of these, uh, you can light them and throw them underwater, and they'll still work. So uh, they're a good thing to have. Are you going to run out today and go buy one? I don't recommend it, but when you have that opportunity that you went and spent whatever amount of money to buy, a pack, pull out a couple and just put them up. Okay. They might come in useful. Next is going to be super glue. Okay. Now, super glue has a lot of different functions that you can use it for. You can, in a pinch, use this for first aid. You have some sort of a wound, you can use this to seal the wound. Now, real quick, I am not a medical professional. I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm just saying that I have personally done it and I am still alive to tell the tale. You use it at your own discretion. But again, it's super glue. So if you need to repair something, it's a very handy thing to have to repair. There's a lot of different things that you can use super glue for, and it's one of those ones that you should have around the house anyway. There's so many reasons to have some sort of a super glue, and so to pick up, when you go buy one, pick up a couple of them, put one back, put it in your bag, put it somewhere so that way this becomes part of your prep. Okay. Moving on is going to be some sort of a sparking device. Now, this is right here is for lighting like a torch in a shop. And I've recommended this a few times. So if you guys have been a member of the channel for a little bit, you know and you've seen this before. For those of you that haven't, this is what I recommend because a child can do this, okay? And all you do is you just squeeze, and right there, you see the sparks come flying off. If you have something like char cloth or some sort of very dry tinder or whatever that you need a spark to ignite, then something like this right here is very, very cheap. It's very lightweight. It takes up very little room. You can dangle this off the outside of your pack, whatever. And the really kind of fun thing is, for most people, this doesn't look out of place. Okay. This doesn't have it to where you have some huge thing that people's going to all of a sudden look over. This is just a common item. And, you might get a glance from somebody, but most people, they're going to dismiss it. It's just a common item. And I recommend it because with a lot of people, especially some of us that are getting older with our hands, it's hard to get in and do the scraping or do things where it takes an intricate, fine motor skill. So, if you have somebody that's a little older, as long as they can do something to make a fist, that's all this thing cares about. So, right there, I'm doing it with my thumb. As long as you can hold it and move your thumb, it will work. I highly recommend something along these lines. You can find these all over the place. And the best part about it is that little head tip right there that screws off. You can go buy a 5 pack of those for really, really cheap. This thing will last a lifetime. It doesn't care if it gets cold or if it gets wet or whatever. I highly recommend one of these. Now, last on the list to round out our top five is going to be some sort of eating utensil. Now, we talked about food processing, but what about eating? I see a lot of people that they will go out and they will take, plastic silverware. Perfectly fine. For me, I would rather have something that is metal. Okay, this is coated, and so this is going to be easy to clean, and this will give me everything. Now, you don't have to buy this exact one. You can buy whatever fits your needs in your scenario. Something like this, it's small, it's compact, it's lightweight. I can shove this in any nook or cranny or whatever I need. Again, it's very easy to clean, but it gives me my spoon. It gives me some sort of a fork. It gives me some sort of a cutting. I don't know if you can see the serration right there, as well as it's got some other different, features and benefits and whatnot that I'm not too entirely concerned with. I want this to eat with. That's all really I want out of this. Everything else, if I can use it, great. But you don't want to be out somewhere, and especially you're during an SHTF, okay? Hygiene is going to be a major concern. And so you don't want to have nasty, hands where you are putting stuff into your mouth when, and, your hands are contaminated with who knows what, and it's going to take you out. And you do not want to not survive by doing a uh, thing that you need to survive. We all have to eat. If you don't eat, you don't survive, right? And so you need to make sure that you do it in the best way possible from start to finish. And so you've got to be able to get your meal, you have to be able to process your meal. You have to be able to cook your meal. Then you have to be able to get that meal into your mouth, as best as you can. You need to make sure that you have something. Now, I've seen people that they do chopsticks or, whatever else. Whatever you use is great, but make sure you think about something like this. Okay. These are cheap, they're lightweight. There's not an excuse not to have something like this and put it in. You will be surprised that you will be at work and then somebody's going to bring around birthday cake or something like that, and there's no silverware, and you can go, in my car kit or my get home bag, I've got this. You will find that something along the lines of this is going to come in a lot more handy than what you think. So, highly recommend something like this. Now, again, I'm not telling you to run out and buy these exact 5 items, or you're not going to survive the nuclear Armageddon. Okay. I am just showing you 5 randomly picked things. I literally took 2 minutes and grabbed a couple of items so that way I can show you and I can try and get you to critically think. What are some things that you already have that you can make sure is a good idea to put into your bug out bag or into your prep, inventory? What are some things that you can go buy cheaply, or what's some things that you can save up for so that way you can up your game? There's a lot of things that are sitting right in front of your face right now. I guarantee it that if you look at it and you give yourself a moment of time and go, you know what? What what could I do with that? What purpose would that serve? And there's a lot that goes to be said. The best way to find out what you need is to put yourself in that situation. Simulate an event. Take a weekend, take even just a day or an afternoon, simulate some sort of event and find out what you need. While you're doing something, stop for a second and go, wait a second. If SHTF was to happen right now, would I have what's in my hand? If I some event happened, flood, fire, tornado, whatever, and I bugged out, would I still be able to do this? Is what is in my hand right now something that I would even consider grabbing on my way out the door? Start thinking about items and its importance. Now, you have to make sure that you have them in a list kind of like a categorized list. You need to have some sort of significant level. So make sure that you're not rummaging through your junk drawer trying to find the metal spoon and forget to take, water. Make sure that you take the most important things with you first, then come down to those subcategories of I don't necessarily have to have it, but boy, it's going to make things a heck of a lot easier if I have it during SHTF. Kind of the point of this whole video. I want you to critically think. I'm not here to tell you what to do, what to go buy. Just take it, okay? Take it for what it is. Think about it. Give it a little bit of time, kind of like some prepper homework, if you will. So, with that, that's all I've got for you guys today. I appreciate you so much for spending a little bit of your time with me. I hope that you got a little bit out of this video. If there's some items that, might help others, drop them down in the comments below. Let's see if we can get something going so that way maybe what you have, what your idea is, might help somebody else. So it's all about networking. It's all about sharing ideas. And I really commend you guys. You guys do a really, really good job for that. I am not the know-it-all. I'm not an expert by any means, and so any help that you guys can give to the community, I greatly appreciate it. You guys are a wealth of knowledge, and I'm just happy to be a part of the community. I'm just the face of the guy that's in front of you, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but here I am. So, if you made it to this far in a video, you rock. I appreciate you so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful and blessed day. And with that, I want to remind you to remain united.